Hi, it's Jenny Phillips with The Good and the Beautiful, and this video is about why people homeschool. But I'm not going to give you the reasons why people homeschool. I'm asking that all of you homeschoolers that are watching this comment and tell us why you homeschool. What are the reasons that you homeschool, so that those that are interested can read through those comments. In this video, I want to explain the blessings that my children and I have received through homeschooling. I remember when we first started homeschooling, there was an extended member of our family that made fun of homeschoolers, and I wasn't so sure that they thought that it was a great idea. In fact, that is one of the most common questions that I get when people find out that I homeschool. Their first question is, what about their social skills? And I will tell you that through homeschooling, their social skills that they have gained, the type of person that they have become and the way that they interact with other people, their confidence, their level of happiness is one of the greatest blessings that I have received through homeschooling. I remember that years after we started homeschooling, my children went to the redwoods with this person and went hiking. And I got a phone call a few days after we got back from this person, and they said, I was just amazed at your children. They were so respectful and they were so much fun to be with. They were so engaging to talk to. And they said, I've taken other groups of teenagers and children on this trip before, and they're complaining and on their phones the whole time. And they said, I was just amazed at how enjoyable your children were and how confident they were. And they said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And so that has been a really great blessing that we have received. Another blessing that we received is the way that my children love good books and are able to discern for themselves what is good in books and what isn't. I remember that my son, when he was 7 years old, was sitting reading a book, a little picture book, and he got up and he walked over to the trash can, flipped it open, and dropped in the book, and he said, well, we're not reading that book anymore. And I said, why? And he said, he just called his sister stupid. And it's amazing how much you can teach a child to discern what is good and what is not good. We live in a world that is flooded with literature that makes fun of family and makes fun of learning and promotes low character and self-centeredness. And we have had the opportunity through homeschooling to read the best of literature and to dive into beautiful poetry and literature with high literary and moral and educational merit. And I have seen that change my children's characters and have really been grateful for the opportunity to have the time and the ability to teach them those things. Another blessing that has come to us through homeschooling is the ability for my children to recognize and appreciate the world around them and to see God in it. God is the creator of all these amazing things that we have in our world. I am so grateful for the chance that my children have had to see God in history and in science and in art and in literature. And it has brought a deep meaning and beauty into our lessons and into their education and their learning. And my children notice things like the shades of colors in the clouds. And my little boy, when he was 5 years old, stood in front of a painting hanging in the dentist's office and sat there and said, oh, look at those colors, look at the texture, look at how beautiful those flowers are. And they have been able to notice what is truly good and beautiful around them in the world. The last blessing that I'm going to talk about in this video is how homeschool has brought us together as a family. Me with my children, homeschooling is hard, and so many people don't homeschool because they're like, I can't get along with my children. They would never listen to me. And yeah, that's basically where we were as well. But through having to learn that and having to figure it out, I have grown so much closer to my children. I have learned how to work with them and have received so much joy to watch them learn and grow. And I have grown so much through homeschool, through those hard times of figuring out how to get them to listen to me and how to have deeper patience and how to help them. There are so many reasons that people homeschool. It's different for everybody. I want to share with you one of the most powerful things that I heard of a mother following through with that feeling that she had that she should homeschool. And I was at a convention speaking, and I asked some mothers just randomly to volunteer to come up and to talk about why they chose to homeschool. And one mother came up and said that she hadn't really considered it, but she had just felt that she needed to homeschool her youngest child. And she did, and she homeschooled him for a year. I believe he was in kindergarten, and said it was a beautiful year. And then he unexpectedly passed away. And she said through her tears that she was so grateful that she followed that prompting, because that time that she had with him was precious, was invaluable. So we may not always know the reasons that we feel led to homeschool, and we may not see all the results and the fruits of that homeschooling for years. But I am excited to read all of your comments of why you homeschool and the blessings that you have received through it.